Hi everyone, it's been a long time since our last full-length vlog, so how's y'all been? Anyway, we decided to go on a trip to Hualien in Taiwan to celebrate the end of my bar exams and my 6 months of training in a law firm, which means that now I'm qualified as a lawyer. That's depressing. Yep, but here's a short montage of the trip. We took a red-eye flight from Singapore to Taipei and then we landed at about 5:45 AM. Once we landed, we headed straight for the lucky draw booth to win our 5,000 Taiwan dollars before we took the train to Taipei main station for our train to Hualien.
现在在台北，然后我们去就是东边，然后我们要南到花莲。
We arrived at the train station early just to be on the safe side, but the train came on time so we had to wait a little bit, and the train arrived in Hualien slightly behind schedule by a few minutes, and the first order of business in Hualien was to head to our car rental company to collect our car.
We shall give this car a name. How about 蓝角?
Taiwan drives on the right side of the road, unlike Singapore, so Justin encountered problems immediately.
Hey, dude! You're wrecking it out. Also, a majority of the lots in Hualien are parallel parking, so you could tell that Justin was stressed. Teamwork makes the dream work, yo. You're not. We were super excited to start hiking at Taroko, so that's exactly what we did. Arrived there at 3 PM and just hiked the entire day at Shakadang Trail before we headed back to the town for our night market adventure. Hey, you can go and buy another fruit tea. I see a lot of them selling.
Hello. It is good. 一个鸡扒，这个。不知道怎么说。最后的这个鸡扒。
We finally headed back to our Airbnb where they surprised us with an upgrade to a triple room, and we had to play a game to decide who could get the extra pillow.
Lousy. Take it lor.
Direct translation. Hi. We are in day 2 of Hualien, going to 7 for breakfast before we go to Taroko to start hiking.
Okay, this is breakfast at 6:25. Ooh, yums.
After breakfast, we headed straight to Taroko for our Oak Trail hike.
We'll grip the rope as. Okay, let's go. We don't overexert so fast now. Oh shit. Yeah, man. Shaolin monk.
Super important to bring extra drinks and snacks because the hike can take between 3 to 6 hours.
This is the end of the trail. There's a resting spot. We gotta go 3.1 km max.
After the breathtaking Oak Trail, we rested for a bit before we started our next hike at the Bayang Trails. Now, when we arrived at the entrance to the cave, we were confused as to why everyone had raincoats, but then this group of young teenagers came to us and asked us if we wanted a raincoat, and we asked them, was it necessary? And they said, oh yes. After we explored the cave, we came out and saw this family looking equally confused as us at the start, so we paid it forward and passed our raincoats to them. But spoiler alert, that was the wrong decision.
It's raining, we should have kept the raincoat. Jogging back to our car. She's a runner, she's a track star.
Gotta get McDonald's to celebrate the end of our Taroko adventures before we headed back to our Airbnb for an early night, cause the next day we had a 2:30 AM wake up call for our sunrise kayak along the Pacific Ocean. Morning, it's 3:12 PM. Say hi, Lanjia. Your own water because they don't provide water.
I'm freezing. I wanted to bring my jacket, but Max said no.
I didn't say no. I said, are you sure?
And I said yes.
整个夏天没有下水，看着人家下去。再来，今天会有这些峭壁。
The breaking and stuff.
Yep.
Oh, dude, it's damn deep there.
The upper ocean.
To see you shine. After the sunrise kayak, we headed to Qisingtan Beach, but Google Maps led us to the wrong place. The place where you want to go is where it's beside the Air Force base, where there are more facilities there, there's parking as well, and there's a feet washing area together with toilets, so head to the right place.
How close to reach the ocean?
Now you won't be able to lie down or sunbathe on the sand because they're not even sand, they're like little rocks with super sharp edges that can kill you. After that, made a stop at Gongzheng Baozi Dian and just get the xiaolong bao and get like 50 of them. Trust me, they are amazing. And then it's back on the train to Taipei. Sad. Overall, if we could spend our entire trip at Taroko, we definitely would have done that because it was super beautiful. Just ask Justin.
有玩，开不开心？
蛮开心。
There were quite a few things that we couldn't get answers for while we were researching for this trip, so we thought of making this video to sort of help you guys when y'all are planning your trip to Hualien, and especially if y'all are planning to visit Taroko Gorge and do a few hikes there. 1 week before your flight to Taiwan, go register for the lucky draw in the link below. It's run by the Taiwan Tourist Organization, so once you land, head out of the arrivals hall and immediately outside, there's this booth with a few iPads, so go over there and try your luck. And we were blessed with 5,000 Taiwan dollars. It came in a stored value card and you could use it at a lot of places, in supermarkets, in the 7-Elevens all around Taiwan. You could use it to buy train tickets for your journeys around Taiwan as well. And one thing that we didn't know was that you could also offset your hotel costs using the card. So if y'all are planning to book your accommodation before you arrive in Taiwan, which is what a normal person would do, right? If there's an option to pay on site, definitely choose that because you can use the stored value card to pay for your hotel costs on site if you actually win the $5,000. So just try your luck. Now onto the train tickets in Hualien. You could only purchase your train tickets 1 month in advance of your intended departure date. We booked it 25 days in advance. So if you want to snag any particular timing, definitely book your train tickets 30 days in advance because the train tickets get snagged up really fast. Also, when you purchase the tickets online, you receive a booking confirmation with like QR codes at the bottom of the PDF. That is not your train ticket. You have to bring that QR code to the main station in Taipei, or you could also go to 7-Elevens around Taiwan to exchange that QR code for a valid physical ticket, which is like a small slip of paper, and that slip of paper grants you access to the gantries into the platforms. So that's something we didn't know. We had to ask the staff as we couldn't find any place to scan our QR codes. And the train runs very much on time in Taiwan, so you just have to be at the platform 15 minutes prior to the scheduled departure time and you should be safe. Oh, and our train to Hualien was on the Zijiang Express, and the train back to Taipei from Hualien was on the Taroko Express. And if you get the chance, definitely choose the Zijiang Express because the trains are a lot newer. The seats were cleaner, fresher, and the overall train ride was smoother. There were hardly any bumps along the ride, whereas for the Taroko Express, the trains were a lot older. The seats, you could tell that there were many butts that were sat on it before. The train definitely shook a lot more. It was way less stable, and there were a lot of dust mites scattered around the train. So if you can, choose the Zijiang Express. It's a way more comfortable ride. Now on to Hualien. We rented a car in Hualien for 2 days for 2,600 Taiwan dollars, which was rather affordable, I must say. If y'all want the details to that place, let us know and we'll probably find a way to recommend that store to you guys.
What the shit?
But Taiwan is really strict on their traffic rules though. So before you fly to Taiwan, remember to get your international driver's permit. If you don't have that, they won't allow you to rent a car or a bike. Now the parking situation is extremely interesting because as long as you see a white box along the road, you should be safe to park in it. And if the box is demarcated in red, you are not allowed to park in the box. But you have to take note when it comes to these white boxes, because if it says 停车费用, then you're safe to park in it because it means that it's payable parking. But in some other white boxes, they will put 计程车限用, which means that it's only for taxis. And some other white boxes, they'll put words saying that trucks are only allowed there to offload and load goods. So it's rather foreigner unfriendly, I must say, because if you don't know Chinese, you may well be just committing a crime without you actually knowing. And there's no need to worry about how to pay for your parking, because a parking attendant on his swag bike will come every hour to slap like this coupon on your windshield, and then every subsequent hour he'll come back to stamp on the coupon, which indicates how many hours you've been there at that lot. So once you get back to your car, take that coupon and go to any 7-Elevens to pay your parking fee. It's super simple, hassle-free, very convenient. The parking fee is quite cheap also actually. I think it's about 10 or 20 Taiwan dollars an hour, but parking outside of the city is completely free, so it's relatively affordable. I think for the 2 days that we rented the car, we probably paid about 150 to 200 Taiwan dollars for parking, and that's also in part due to the fact that between 10 PM and 7 AM, the parking attendants don't come because, they have to sleep as well. So parking in town between 10 PM and 7 AM is completely free, and then plus we spend most of our time in Taroko Gorge, so parking was free there as well. That's why our parking fees altogether were no. Now on the topic of renting a car versus renting a bike, if your priority is hiking at Taroko Gorge, then we definitely recommend you renting a car. But if you are mainly situated in town, probably a bike would be a better bet for you, because we were surprised at how congested Hualien city was. There were so many cars and it's really difficult to find parking in the city. Like on that Thursday night, we were driving to the Dongdaemun night market, which is the only night market in Hualien, and we couldn't find a parking lot for 30 minutes. We had to circle around the market, and we finally found a spot that was about a 7 or 8 minute walk from the market. So parking there is insane, which is also why if you're going to Taipei, we'd recommend you just skipping the Dongdaemun night market in Hualien, because I'm so gonna get cancelled for this, but I feel that all the night markets in Taiwan are the same. Okay, but the car was definitely a blessing because we could throw all our extra drinks, our extra clothes, towels, slippers in the car while we went to hike. And it definitely saved us when it started raining that day and we would come back with dry clothes. And it was nice to be able to continue driving around in the rain, exploring the different parts of Taroko. That was truly a plus. Now on to the things that we would have done differently. Because hiking was our priority, we definitely recommend you staying closer to Taroko, which is north of Hualien City, because there were many beautiful trails in Taroko for you to hike. And we definitely could have spent our entire trip there, because Taroko was absolutely amazing. If you have the chance, definitely go there and hike. It changed my life. And because we were staying in the city center, each drive to Taroko was 35 minutes thereabouts, so a return trip would take more than an hour. The other main tourist attraction that most people go to Hualien for is the sunrise kayak along the Pacific Ocean. So that's what we did as well, and the beach was north of Hualien City as well, which is quite close to Taroko, and you save a lot of travelling time. Also remember to bring extra drinks and snacks for your hikes at Taroko, because there aren't many water points. In fact, there's no water points along the trail, so definitely bring plenty of fluids to rehydrate. We were on the Trail Trail and we only had like one isotonic drink to share, so we had to ration it for quite a large part of the trip until we found like an unopened bottle of 500 ml water along the trail, which we gladly took and drank. And on the topic of the Trail, because it's a rather dangerous hike, you're literally like 500-600 meters above the gorge, and it's a very small narrow pathway at one point of the hike, and you look down, it's literally a free fall down to your death. So you have to make sure that you apply for the permit before you go for the hike, and you have to print that permit out, go to the security guard house just at the entrance of the Trail and exchange it for tickets, and you have to pay 200 Taiwan dollars per person if I'm not wrong. It used to be a lot stricter because you used to have to apply for a permit from the police as well. So go do the Trail, highly recommend it. It changed my life, and it's probably one of the more memorable things that I've done. Good times. Anyway, we hope the video was helpful. If you have any more questions, do leave them off in the comment section below, and we'll try our best to answer them. And till the next trip. Bye.
No, you should follow my